الحمد لله رب العالمين الذي خلق السماوات والأرضين والصلاة والسلام على رسوله الكريم سيد الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين أما بعد وقد قال الله تعالى بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ونبلوكم بالشر والخير فتنة وقال الله تعالى كل نفس ذائقة الموت وقال الله تعالى ولا تقتلوا أنفسكم إن الله كان بكم رحيما صدق الله العظيم وصدق رسوله النبي الكريم ونحن على ذلك لمن الشاهدين والشاكرين والحمد لله رب العالمين. Dear respected elders, mothers, brothers and young friends, the Quran is very clear about the matter of committing suicide or about the matter of ending life. Allah Azza wa Jal mentioned in the ayah I read before you, وَلَا تَقْتُلُوا أَنفُسَكُمْ إِنَّ اللَّهَ كَانَ بِكُمْ رَحِيمًا. Do not kill yourselves. Do not kill yourselves because Allah is merciful to you. Our Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam warned us about the consequences of those who take their own lives, for those who are killing themselves. Now, you may be wondering, why am I starting the khutbah today with this ayah? If you were here last week, you remember that alhamdulillah we discussed the part 1 about this recent bill of assisted dying, and we clearly stated our position in Islam regarding this new bill or this new law. We mentioned clearly the evidence, the dalil from the Quran that we are not allowed to decide about ending our lives. With this bill on assisted dying passed recently at government level, I'm worried about how this law will affect our elderly, and it will affect our disabled, and it will also affect the members of our community who are unwell, vulnerable and weak. Why? Simply because they may feel and they will feel under pressure to choose assisted dying as an option. Why? Because they may feel that they are a burden on the society and a burden on their families. But this goes against what our Islam teaches us about looking after each other. And our Islam teaches us the obligation that we have as a community towards the poor, towards the elderly, towards the weak, and towards those who are the most vulnerable. We should be focusing on a better care system. We should be focusing on a better mental health support. And we should be focusing on better community services in general, instead of making assisted dying legal. Na'udhu billah. Our Islam teaches us how to treat people who are unwell and those in their final days. We must treat them with dignity, self-respect, ihtiram. We should be giving them comfort. We should be supporting them and their families. We should be making sure that they are receiving the best possible care and treatment. And we should be making sure that their dignity is maintained all the way until the last natural breath of the natural death. Our Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he used to visit those who were unwell. And he used to make dua for them. He used to pray for them. And which dua he used to make amongst them? One of them is La ba'sa tahurun insha'Allah. La ba'sa tahurun insha'Allah. The meaning is, La ba'sa tahurun insha'Allah. Don't worry. This suffering of yours will be a purification for you. Now, this shows us how important it is for us Muslims to support people physically, mentally, and spiritually. Also, it is very important to provide them, as I mentioned, with good medical care. Even though this new bill of assisted dying, they call it a compassionate choice. They call it a compassionate choice. Now, this law, dear brothers and sisters, is a great risk of how our treatment, how our behavior towards the elderly members of our community may change, how our treatment towards those who are suffering, and how our treatment towards those who are extremely vulnerable may change in the near future. So we must speak up for a better medical care, and we need to speak up for better support for the unwell. But at the same time, it is very important that we remain firm on our deen. Generally, you can judge a society. You can judge a society by the way the weakest members of that society is treated. From an Islamic point of view, to allow assisted dying is totally wrong. Allowing this will make our iman weaker. And this will also weaken our duty to care for each other in our society. By the way, we are not alone in opposing this bill. The members of the Christian communities and members of the Jewish communities are also opposed totally to this bill. Let's remember that whatever happened to us, good and bad, what we see as bad, is all part of Allah's plan. وَمَكَرُوا وَمَكَرَ اللَّهُ وَاللَّهُ خَيْرُ الْمَاكِرِينَ. They plan and Allah plan, and Allah is the best of planners. Best of planners, Allah Azza wa Jal. The Quran also reminds us that Allah Azza wa Jal created life and death as a test. Allah Azza wa Jal mentioned, إِنَّا جَعَلْنَا مَا عَلَى الْأَرْضِ زِينَةً لَهَا لِنَبْلُوَهُمْ أَيُّهُمْ أَحْسَنُ عَمَلًا. Surely we have made everything which is on this earth a beauty. Why? In order to test people, to see which of them is better in conduct. So, dear brothers and sisters, when we are facing sufferings, what should be our Islamic response? Our Islamic response, first of all, should be to show sabr, patience. Our Islamic response must be to make our iman stronger, our yaqeen stronger, our ta'alluq with Allah stronger. And we should come together as a community to support those in pain. But our Islamic response will never be to find a way to end our life early. Na'udhu billah. May Allah Azza wa Jal guide us all. Ameen. And may Allah Azza wa Jal guide the leaders to protect the respect and the sanctity of life. May Allah Azza wa Jal give us the strength to care for those who are suffering. Ameen. May Allah Azza wa Jal grant us all sabr, patience in times of difficulty, in times of hardship. And may Allah Azza wa Jal keep us all firm in our iman till the last breath, till we leave this world with the kalima la ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. آمين. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين من كل ذنب فاستغفروا إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. الحمد لله استعينه واستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أرسله بالحق بشيرا ونذيرا بين يدي الساعة. من يطع الله ورسوله فقد رشد ومن يعصهما فإنه لا يضر إلا نفسه ولا يضر الله شيئا. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على محمد عبدك ورسولك وصل على المؤمنين والمؤمنات والمسلمين والمسلمات وبارك على محمد وأزواجه وذريته. قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم أرحم أمتي بأمتي أبو بكر رضي الله عنه وأشدهم في أمر الله عمر رضي الله عنه وأصدقهم حياء عثمان رضي الله عنه وأقضاهم علي رضي الله عنه وفاطمة سيدة نساء أهل الجنة رضي الله عنها والحسن والحسين سيدا شباب أهل الجنة رضي الله عنهما وحمزة أسد الله وأسد رسوله رضوان الله عنهم أجمعين. اللهم انصر دينك وكتابك وسنة نبيك وعبادك المؤمنين. اللهم فرج هم المهمومين من المسلمين ونفس كرب المكروبين واقض الدين عن المدينين واشف مرضانا ومرضى المسلمين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم انصر المسلمين في غزة وفي لبنان وفي سوريا وفي كل مكان يا رب العالمين. اللهم داوي جرحاهم واشفي مرضاهم وعافي مبتلاهم وارحم موتاهم وتقبل شهداءهم وتقبل شهداءهم وتقبل شهداءهم. اللهم أصلح أمة محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. اللهم فرج عن أمة محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. اللهم ارحم أمة محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. اللهم أصلح أحوال المسلمين في فلسطين وفي كل مكان يا ذا الجلال والإكرام. اللهم أعد المسجد الأقصى إلى رحاب المسلمين. اللهم أعد المسجد الأقصى إلى رحاب المسلمين. اللهم أعد المسجد الأقصى إلى رحاب المسلمين. اللهم كن لأهل غزة عونا ونصيرا وبدل خوفهم أمنا. عباد الله إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. اذكروا الله يذكركم وادعوه يستجب لكم ولذكر الله تعالى أعلى وأولى وأعز وأجل وأهم وأتم وأعظم وأكبر. والله يعلم ما تصنعون.